This is one of my subscribers, Mika Prince.
Hello.
She went in a Walgreens in Seattle, Washington, and she ends up getting accosted by a security guard.
This guy thinks I'm stealing.
You got items on you and I need those items back.
It was terrifying.
And the security guard for Walgreens has a pistol, extra mags, a taser, a pair of handcuffs in his hand, not one but two body cams, not one but two badges that look like police badges, including this one, an actual police badge from New York.
I have a job to do. It's not personal.
It is personal because you're accusing me of stealing.
They watch you on camera.
They didn't see her do anything wrong on camera. She hadn't stolen anything. She was just waiting on a prescription.
So here's the deal, okay? I'm gonna work with you, okay? Stop walking away. Stop walking away.
Or what?
You're gonna get detained and you're gonna go to the ground.
And you're gonna get sued.
This was the fastest lawsuit that my attorney said he has ever filed.
This is just bullying, plain and simple. It's also assault.
What happened when the real cops got there? Can you sue a fake cop for a civil rights violation? Let's look at the footage first and then I'll tell you. And also, what is the deal with Walgreens? I found other incidents. It's actually pretty crazy. This footage was sent in by Mika Prince. She said, "Hello, I'm wondering if you would mind covering this video. I'm the one recording. Attached, you'll find a copy of the lawsuit that we filed. Thank you, I'm a huge fan." And this is what she said happened. So this particular Walgreens is 2 stories, and on the second story, there's a pharmacy. The only exit is on the first story. I came in through the first story to pick up my prescription. I headed directly to the pharmacy upstairs after finding out my medication was not ready. I went back downstairs to head to my car to wait. This is when I was stopped by the security guard and was told to empty my pockets.
This guy thinks I'm stealing.
You got items on you and I need those items back.
I
If you do not give me those items back, you're gonna be detained and you're gonna go to jail.
Don't touch me.
They seen you on camera.
See me on camera doing what?
I have a job to do. It's not personal.
It is personal because you're accusing me of stealing.
They watch you on camera.
Watch me on camera.
They watch you on camera.
Bring up the footage.
They're telling me right now that you have items on you.
Bring up the footage.
They're telling me right now you have the items.
Bring up the footage, please.
He told me that the manager had seen me stealing upstairs on camera. Because of this, I turned around and agreed to go back upstairs, where he followed me up the escalator, calling me a thief and telling me to empty my pockets.
Please.
So here's the deal, okay? I'm gonna work with you, okay? If you
There's
give me
no
the item,
working.
this
Don't
is it.
touch
This is
me.
your only chance. This is your only
I
chance.
literally. Okay, let's go talk to the guy then. Don't tell me what to do. Who are you? Look at these people accusing me of stealing from CVS. I came here to get one prescription.
You're gonna get detained.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You have items
What
that
are you
belong to us.
talking about?
Okay.
So who here called the police on me? Because
Nobody.
apparently. Okay, so
They're
why
saying you have
are
items on you and I have to
What
check you.
items? I'm here
I just
literally
need-
for my
listen.
Adderall
Here's
prescription.
what I need, okay? We can make a big deal if you want to.
Make
Here's
it
what
a
we'll
big
do.
deal.
For the
It's
camera.
either you're
Yep.
calling the police.
No, ma'am. That's not how it
Or-
works. You don't get to make the rules. You don't dictate what happens here, okay? So
Okay.
here's what's gonna happen, okay?
Whatever.
You're gonna show me that you have nothing in your pocket.
I'm
and
not
you're
showing
good
you
to go.
shit because I don't have anything.
Then you're gonna get
I
detained.
literally got off from
Then you're
work
gonna
from
get detained.
Amazon.
And that's just how it works.
You're
I'm sorry.
accusing me.
Listen, I'm not
God
accusing
forbid.
you. They're accusing you, and I have a job
Who's
to do.
they?
My management, my superiors,
Bring
store
them down
manager.
here
Listen.
then. Show me the footage that
Here's
you
what,
guys
here's,
have of me
okay,
stealing.
here's what you need to do.
I literally
Here's
came
what you
in
need to
here
do.
for
Here's
my
your options.
prescription.
Here are your
And you
choices.
guys are
Here are your choices. Here
accusing
are
me
your
of
choices.
stealing.
Here are your choices. You need to show me that there's nothing in your pockets because they're
Absolutely
saying that
not.
there's stuff in your pockets. Stop walking
No.
away. Stop walking away.
Or what?
You're going to get detained and you're going to go to the ground.
And you're gonna get
It's
sued.
okay.
So here we have a private security guard at a Walgreens. Although he's dressed like a police officer, he's not a police officer. And at this point, she understands that. So can this individual, not a police officer, not an employee of the state at all, can this person lawfully detain you under state law? You may not know this, but almost every state has it in their statutes somewhere that loss prevention with some of these retailers, especially Walmart, you see this a lot, can legally detain you. And I looked up the law here, Washington State, RCW 4.24.220. Basically it says if you try to sue the security guard or the company for unlawfully detaining you, it shall be a defense that the person was detained in a reasonable manner and for not more than a reasonable time to permit such investigation or questioning by a peace officer or by the owner of the mercantile establishment, his or her authorized employee or agent, and that such peace officer, owner, employee, or agent had reasonable grounds to believe that the person so detained was committing or attempting to commit larceny or shoplifting on such premises of such merchandise. if it would be reasonable to think that you were in the process of stealing something, they could lawfully detain you for how long? A reasonable amount of time. Then the question begs, was it reasonable to believe that she was stealing something, and was she detained for a reasonable amount of time? I don't know exactly what information he was provided. Doesn't sound like he saw any video of her allegedly stealing something. Doesn't sound like he saw her personally stealing something. Sounds like somebody else allegedly told him that they saw her on video. Is that reasonable? I would argue that it is not. He should have involved that person immediately. That would be more reasonable. Should have presented her with the video when she demanded to see it. I don't think anything about this guy screams at me reasonable. Moreover, there's one other problem here, and that's that this guy is not, apparently was not licensed as a security guard.
I got a job to do. Listen, do
I
not walk past
also
me.
have a job to do.
Listen.
Which
Nope.
includes
I need
leaving
my
this
items
door.
back. Listen, I need my items
What
back.
the? I don't know what the hell you're talking
Then show
about.
me what's in your pockets.
My wallet?
No, I don't
And
care about
even
your wallet.
then,
They
I
just
don't
care
have
about
to
the
show
items
you.
that you took and that you put into
What
your
items?
pockets.
What
The
items?
items that they're saying that you took.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I
Okay.
literally
Well, I'm here
stand
to
in
just
line
clarify.
for like
You're
30
saying you
minutes.
didn't. You're saying you didn't. So let me give you the benefit of the doubt. So clarify, right? I'm just gonna look. You go ahead and you open it up yourself.
I'm not clarifying anything for you.
Yeah, you have to.
No, I don't.
That's how it works. You don't get to make up the rules. That's not how it
It
works.
sounds like you're making up rules.
Nope, that's not how it works.
Yeah, because right
so
now,
when they say that
you're
when they
boxing
say
me
listen,
into
yes,
a store
yes,
when
yes.
I'm trying
When they
to
say
leave.
that you have items on you that you did not pay for, it's my job to check you. And so
I
at this
suggest
point,
you
I'm
call
giving you
your
the I'm
manager.
giving you the option to show me what you got.
No,
Otherwise, no,
honestly,
it's okay.
I
No, it's
suggest
okay.
you get
It's
your
okay. It's
manager.
okay. Otherwise, I will detain you, and the police will come and
No,
they'll check. And if they
yes,
find
please
items on
bring
you,
them.
then
Actually,
I
I'll
hope
sit
you
here and
understand.
wait.
At that point, you're gonna really go to
No,
jail.
I hope so.
So I'm
Call
really trying
them.
to work with you, and
No,
I'm giving
I
you
don't
a
wanna
chance.
work.
I'm giving you every single
Call
option
them.
to do the right thing.
Call them, please.
I'm giving you every option to do
Here,
the right
I'll
thing.
sit down while you call them.
Nope. Nope. You have to.
I'll sit down.
Nope.
My car's parked. I'll be fine. Call the police, please.
That's not how it works.
Call the police.
I need you.
Isn't
I
that
need,
what
you,
you
I
just
need you
said?
to show me that the items are not in your
Call
pocket.
the police.
Nope. You don't have to.
Oh, so you don't have to. You're just
Yeah,
gonna sit
so
here
that
and
item
harass
right there.
me.
What is that right there?
None of your fucking business.
I'm looking right at it. I'm looking right at it. That's called probable cause.
Huh?
I'm looking right at
Oh,
it. They're
okay,
saying
then
that you
call
have
the
my
police.
items. Yeah. You can pull this Karen card all you want to. It's not going to save you in the long run.
What are you talking
The
about?
truth is, you have items that belong to us that you did not pay for.
What?
They're saying
Do
that
you-
you. They're
so
saying
you're
that you
accusing
didn't.
me of not
Yep,
having money?
absolutely. They're telling me that you did not
You
pay for
guys,
those items. I'm telling you that
I
I need
just
my
got
money.
off of fucking work,
I need my
and
items
they
back.
think because I'm dressed
Yep.
like this.
No, it has nothing to do with the way you're dressed.
That I'm
They saw
dressed
you on
with a
camera.
big
Hey guys, look.
puffy
They saw her
coat.
on camera taking items
They
that she did
think
not pay
that
for.
I'm
You're a
going-
thief. You're a thief. You're stealing things that did not belong to you. That's how it works out, okay?
Okay.
So at this point, you're trespassed. Do not come back. Go. Go.
I'm waiting for you to call the
You're
police.
free to go. Do not come back. You're trespassing. You cannot come back.
No, I'm waiting for you to call
The
the
store
police.
manager says they do not want you
Oh,
to come
call-
back.
call the store
it's all right.
manager
It's all right.
then.
That's why I'm here. So you
you're
need to
not gonna
leave.
call the
At this
store
point, you
manager?
need to leave because you are trespassed, and I hope you understand what trespass
call the
means.
police.
Trespass means you cannot be on a property. So they're telling me you need to leave.
Call
They're
the
trespassing
police.
you. You need to leave.
Call the police.
So you're not going to leave?
No, call the police.
You're not going to leave?
No, call
Are you
the
sure?
police.
You need to leave.
Call the police.
You need to leave the store.
Call the police.
You're trespassing.
You
into
just
the store.
followed
No,
me.
you need to leave. I'm
forced
doing
me
my
to stay
job.
in this
Yep,
store
I'm doing my job.
because you guys
Because you have
believe
items
that
that
I'm
you did not
stealing.
pay for.
Which is what?
You have items that you did not pay for.
Which is what?
I need those items right there and right there. They saw you on camera.
Then pull up the
You
footage.
can pull the Karen card all you want to. It's not going to make a difference.
What are you
You're
talking
breaking the
about?
law, and it's my job to hold people
up
accountable.
the
That's why they
footage.
have us here.
You know, there's
So
people in this
you know,
store that are actually stealing.
You know, Bartell's went out of service, out of business.
So
CBS
it's your
went out of
manager
business
that said I
because
was
people keep stealing. So they hired 79% of all businesses hire people like us to make sure that people are not stealing. So they saw you taking some items.
manager did?
All you have to do is clear your name and say, "Hey, look, for the
But
cameras,
the
I
thing
didn't
is,
take anything, and you're
I
good
don't
to
have
go."
to clear shit though.
You do.
Because
So
I
at
don't
this
know
point,
what
at
you're
this
talking
point, at this point, they want you
I
to leave.
thought you said you were
At
getting,
this point, they want
so
you to leave.
I can leave now
You
because
could.
before
You
couldn't.
could have left. You're trespassed, and you cannot be on
I'm
the
waiting
property.
for you to call your
You
manager.
need to leave.
Because right now
the
it's looking like
manager
you guys
has
are
nothing
really
to do with
racist.
anything. You need to leave.
So you guys are
You need to
accusing
leave.
me, a black woman,
Yep.
of stealing.
Black, white doesn't make any difference.
It apparently does because
It's
apparently the
it's
way I
absolutely
dress.
has absolutely nothing to do with any
I
kind of
came
race,
down here
creed,
to
or
get
anything at
my
all.
prescription, and then
Yep,
all of a
you need to
sudden
leave the store.
I'm trying to leave. He says I
You
can't
need,
leave.
you need to leave the store.
And now I'm supposed
you
to
need
call
to
the police,
You're
please.
trespassing.
Didn't you say you were going to put me in
Okay,
handcuffs?
so here's what's going to happen. If you do not leave after I've already told you that you've been trespassed, you're going to be criminally trespassed. That means you're going to have a court date and you're going to go to jail. Trespassing is a very
I
serious crime.
asked you to call the police. Can you call the
You're
police?
being trespassed from the store.
Can you call the
You
police?
need to leave the store. So you're not going to leave even though you're trespassing. I just need to be
Again,
sure for clarification.
can you call the police?
You need to leave.
I'm scared for my
You
life.
can call the police. Feel free, call them. They're going to tell you the same thing. If you're trespassed and you're not going to leave the store, they're going to...
This is when my recording starts. After it stops, I called the police myself. He never identified himself to me, which is why I was confused in the video and asked who he was. Here's an update video she posted announcing that she had filed a lawsuit.
I did want to give an update. As of today, the lawsuit has been filed. Per the document, we're suing Walgreens, Pharmacy, we're suing ASC Securities and Investigations, LLC. We're suing Brian Vinegar, who is the working security guard in the video, as well as whoever Brian Vinegar's spouse may be.
Here are some of the allegations from the lawsuit, which I will post at the blog in the link below in the pinned comment. On that date, defendant Vinegar did not have an active security guard license as contemplated under RCW Chapter 18.170. On March 27th, defendant Vinegar had multiple arms visible on his person, including a firearm, handcuffs, and a taser. And this is bizarre. He was visibly wearing a Seagate, New York police detective shield as a part of his uniform. He was visibly wearing multiple body cameras, but none were operational at the time of the incident in question. At least that was like a real cop. He failed to identify himself as a security guard or otherwise explain his role, but he gestured at Miss Prince's crotch and instructed her to, quote, empty her pockets. Miss Prince was not comfortable with his fixation on her pant pockets, but agreed to return to the second floor and speak with management about the report of shoplifting. Vinegar threatened to put Miss Prince in handcuffs and was physically holding a pair of handcuffs during the exchange. He also threatened to take her to the ground. Miss Prince repeatedly asked the defendant to contact law enforcement or the store manager in order to end the confrontation. Miss Prince also told him that she wanted him to contact management or law enforcement because he was making her in fear for her life. Mr. Vinegar's conduct continued until police arrived after Miss Prince contacted law enforcement herself. The Walgreens staff or management made no effort to intervene in the incident in any way, nor did they attempt to contact law enforcement or even ASC security about what was occurring in their pharmacy location. Then when the police arrived, defendant Brian Vinegar knowingly made false statements about the incident that had just occurred. Here's what that's referring to. After the cops show up, she tells the cops that he had threatened to handcuff her and take her to the ground. Then he denies that.
He said that he was gonna, actually, I'll wait here. He said that he was gonna put me in cuffs and take me down to the ground. I don't know who this man is. He did, I have that on recording that he said that.
That's similar to what real cops do often do, and that is they lie, but they get caught on camera and exposed. He did, in fact, threaten to handcuff her and take her to the ground.
Stop walking away. Stop walking away.
Or what?
You're going to get detained and you're going to go to the ground.
And you're gonna get sued.
Also similar to real cops, once she put the video on the internet, public was outraged, at least there locally, and the security guard ended up getting fired.
In a post on their website, they acknowledge the incident, but say this is the first time they've received a complaint like this. So in response, they've placed him on administrative leave while they investigate.
But this is far from the first time that Walgreens has had problems with private security guards, including shootings.
31 person is dead following a shooting at a San Francisco Walgreens. It reportedly involved the store's security guard and a 24-year-old woman.
The armed security guard worked for a private company. We are thinking of the victim and their family during this difficult time. The safety of our patients, customers, and team members is our top priority, and violence of any kind will not be tolerated in our stores. We take this matter seriously and are cooperating with local authorities, unquote.
They say that violence of any kind will not be tolerated in our stores, but according to YouTube, it's happened quite a bit. Shootings and other incidents.
Meanwhile, a Walgreens security guard was arrested Wednesday after attacking a man with a baton. According to the criminal complaint, Martin Sandoval was working at the Walgreens near Central and Eubank on Wednesday. When he approached two people outside, he told them they were loitering and asked them to leave. Sandoval was told the two were waiting on a prescription, then allegedly attacked one of them with a baton, hitting a man in the head.
Now that one sounds familiar. Somebody's waiting on a prescription. Instead, they get hit in the head with a baton by a private security guard on Walgreens' behalf. And here's another shooting for you.
Protests today in San Francisco following the district attorney's decision to not file charges in the shooting death of a suspected shoplifter by a Walgreens security guard.
The surveillance footage released by the DA shows Brown with a bag of unpaid items in his hand exiting Walgreens. Brown grabs the bag and heads to the exit before turning toward Anthony, who then fires a single shot. Brown died in the hospital. Police recovered snacks totaling less than $15.
So that was in San Francisco, I believe. And now we can turn to Albuquerque, and this is pretty weird. The police chief there sends a letter to Walgreens stating that they need to hire their own armed private security rather than relying on being able to call the police.
The city is pushing hard for Walgreens to provide its own armed security for several of its stores. But is that a reasonable request, and can they afford it?
Aaron Jones owns one of the largest armed security companies in the state. He says Walgreens called him after they got this letter from Police Chief Harold Medina asking the drugstore chain to put armed security at stores along Central. He said his price was too high.
It's not a cheap proposition at all, especially if you're hiring me. I can guarantee you that. We put millions of dollars into providing this type of service, and we do it for different companies all over the country very effectively. But not everybody can afford us.
So they interview this guy, Aaron Jones, the owner of a local private security company there, who has been contacted by Walgreens to provide this armed security. And then I find this, which apparently happened a little bit later.
So let's recall his case, State v. Aaron Jones, FR 24-240.
Aaron Jones is the president and CEO of International Protective Services here in Albuquerque. He's someone we've done stories with in the past, but Friday he was arrested after allegedly pointing a handgun at a man named Trey Chavez. Court records show this man made vulgar comments to Jones's daughter when they were grabbing lunch at the Popeyes on San Mateo. Jones then pulled a gun to confront the man. He has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and tampering with evidence.
So lastly, that brings us to the question of this guy has 2 police badges. He has 2 body cams on. He looks like a cop. Can he be sued for civil rights violations? Well, no, you cannot sue a private actor for violating your constitutional rights. There are some exceptions where you can get a third party to be liable under a Section 1983 suit for civil rights violations, but it gets pretty complicated, and I don't want to get too far off in the weeds in this video. So a private security guard in the state of Washington can get a permit to be a security guard, and then you can get a permit to be an armed security guard, and you have to jump through several hoops, including you have to comply with the training that is mandated by the state. So there are several requirements. Those requirements were not followed in this case. So the resulting lawsuit is not a civil rights lawsuit per se. It's a state court suit against some private companies for the way that they treated this woman. And one good thing about those remedies is, what does this guy not have? What does Walgreens not have? Qualified immunity. That's not a problem here. That's probably why the lawyer filed the lawsuit so quickly, because it's going to be an easy case to win. He wasn't licensed. He did what he did that was caught on video. So hopefully Mika will let us know how that goes and we can do an update video. So thanks for watching. Please keep the videos coming. Use the submission link below. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.
That's it. Bye.